he does.
There's a broader issue here than just President Trump, and you talked about wanting to make the point this isn't partisan. Is that the support for at the time of the insurrection and support since for that course of actions is fairly widespread in the Republican Party, and not just among people in the base, but actual elected members. I thought this was a very striking moment that happened this weekend with the junior senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance, who was basically asked the question, if you were Mike Pence on January 6th, if you were the vice president of the United States, what would you have done when Donald Trump tried to basically subvert the constitutional republic? This is what he had to say.
If I had been vice president, I would have told the states like Pennsylvania, Georgia, and so many others that we needed to have multiple slates of electors, and I think the U.S. Congress should have fought over it from there. That is the legitimate way to deal with an election that a lot of folks, including me, think had a lot of problems in 2020. I think that's what we should have done.
He's basically saying he would have done the coup, kicked it to the House, and, allowed Republican majorities maybe to make Donald Trump president despite losing by 7 million votes. What's your reaction to hearing a sitting U.S. Republican senator say that?
Well, I think it's stunningly uninformed and mistaken, and frankly, it's preposterous. In the first place, the selection of electors is a matter that's within the exclusive province of the individual states. So he's terribly wrong. He doesn't understand the constitutional history nor the requirements of the law or of the Constitution. To suggest that you would do something that would once again incite more chaos and disruption is beyond the pale. And frankly, I think it's a unbelievable demonstration of a lack of information and knowledge about what's appropriate under the Constitution.
All right. Former Republican Governor of Montana, Marc Racicot, also a signatory to an amicus brief before the court tomorrow. Thank you very much.